Hello students, in the last lesson, in the last two lessons, we have discussed the properties of transition elements and lanthanoids as per your syllabus. Today we will discuss some why questions on transition elements and lanthanoids. Some basic concept of lanthanoids and transition elements, common questions, common properties. Already we have discussed that why transition elements have high melting and boiling point, transition elements show color, why they produce complex, why they show variable valency, variable oxidation states, and the size decreases along the series. Lanthanide shows lanthanic contraction. Like this, some common properties already we have discussed. But this thing is not necessary. You can refer our previous lessons. You can see the playlist of chemistry goal. Then today only some important questions, why question we will discuss. The first question is manganese heptoxides Mn2O7 is acidic, but manganese oxide monoxide is basic. Why manganese, just you read this one, why manganese heptoxide is acidic but manganese oxide is basic. Only simple answer is, as manganese in manganese heptoxide, it is in which state? +7 state. Manganese +7 state. But in manganese oxide, it is +2 state. We know in covalent bonding, more is the oxidation state, more is the covalent character, and more will be the acidic character of its oxides. Because as per the Fajans rule, more is the charge, more is the polarization power, and more is the covalent character, then automatically the oxides will be more acidic. This is the concept. As manganese in Mn2O7 has +7 state, that's why it is more covalent and more acidic. This is the concept. Only depends upon the charge. As manganese carry +7, so it is more acidic because more covalent. Then question number 14, that nickel +2 is more stable than platinum +2, but nickel +4 is less stable than platinum +4. You know, these are the transition elements, nickel and platinum, but nickel +2 is more stable than platinum +2, but in other way, nickel +4 is less stable than platinum +4. This concept we can say that to remove two electron from nickel, that is IE1 plus IE2. IE1 and I2 of nickel is less than IE1 plus IE2 of platinum. This is for, if you compare I1, I2 of nickel, I1, I2 of nickel less than I1, I2 platinum, because low ionization energy means this ion, particularly this ion, will more stable in aqueous solution. That's why I1, I2 of nickel less than I1 and I2 of platinum. That's why nickel +2 is more stable. Because low ionization required means its aqueous solution will be more stable. But if you see reverse, nickel +4, for nickel +4 is less stable than platinum +4 means IE1 to IE4 of platinum will be less than IE1 to IE2 of nickel. Okay? Just opposite. For platinum, I1, I2, I3, I4 is less than I1, I2, I3 and I4 of nickel. If you consider the successive ionization energy, if you add all successive ionization energy and the platinum has low, but in +2 state, nickel has low. That's why nickel +2 is more stable than platinum, but nickel +4 is less stable than platinum +4. So this is a very important answer for this. Then question number 13 is oxidation state of 3D series increases from scandium to manganese, then decreases. Why oxidation state of 3D means first series of transition elements, first it increases from scandium to manganese, it increases from scandium to manganese. Scandium to manganese increases, then decreases. Only answer is, if you see the electronic configuration from scandium to manganese, it has more number of unpaired electron in manganese, because manganese generally, if you see, 25 is 3d5 4s2. As it has more number of unpaired electron in manganese, then if you see 26, after 25 then 26 start, 26 means 36, then 37. So number of unpaired electron will be less. Number of unpaired electron of D decreases from manganese to G. That's why the oxidation states depend upon the number of unpaired electron. So number of unpaired electron maximum inclination in case of manganese, because in 3d5 state. That's why it increases up to 3d1, 3d2 to 3d5, then it becomes 36, 37 means number of unpaired electron becomes decreasing 5, 4, 3 like this. That's why it decreases after manganese. Okay, then question number 12 is very important. Highest fluoride of manganese is MnO4. That means manganese shows MnF4. This is MnF4. That means what is the charge of manganese here? +4. But oxide is MnO2, Mn2O7. Why it is not MnF7? Although Mn plus 7 is exist, but why MnF7 is not possible, but oxide is Mn2O7? Means highest fluoride is MnF4, but oxide is Mn2O7, although fluorine is more electronegative than oxygen. Why it is possible? Only cause is, as fluorine cannot form pi bond, this is very important concept. As fluorine cannot form pi bonds, we can do like in this way, like this. Okay, so if you see this, manganese Mn2, if you see the structure of manganese, if you see, then it will be if you see this one, manganese, it will be manganese heptoxide. If you see, this is, but here to satisfy it becomes double bond. But this thing, pi bond is not possible in case of fluoride. Fluoride cannot form pi bonds, but oxygen can form pi bond. That's why you see that in this case the manganese +7 is satisfied. Manganese +7 is satisfied because each oxygen carry -2, -2, that is -6, another -1 here. So that means here total it is satisfying +7 state. But in case of fluorine, as it cannot form pi bond, so the highest fluoride is MnF4. It cannot MnF7 because oxygen satisfying the valency of manganese, the oxygen satisfying the oxidation state of manganese by double bond, by forming pi bond, but fluorine cannot form. That's why Mn2O7 is possible, but MnF7 is not possible, although manganese has plus 7 state. So this is the main important cause of this. Mn2O7 is in oxide state, but highest fluoride is MnF4, not F7. Then question number 11, that is also important. Reduction potential value of zinc, nickel and manganese are more negative than expected. That much negative value it will have, but the actual value is more negative than expected. The value increases, negative value increases in case of zinc, nickel and manganese. What is the cause? This cause only because more negative, you see, the reduction potential of any atom depends upon three factors. One is enthalpy of atomization, second one is ionization energy, third one is hydrogen energy. Here hydrogen energy is negative, but enthalpy of atomization and ionization is positive. But in case of zinc, nickel and manganese, there if you see their plus 2 state, zinc plus 2, nickel plus 2 and manganese plus 2. If you see the ions, these ions are highly stable in aqueous medium because their hydrogen enthalpy is very high. Due to high value of hydrogen enthalpy, because hydrogen enthalpy is negative sign, that's why the negative value of zinc, nickel and manganese, inert value of zinc, nickel and manganese more negative, because zinc, nickel and manganese is plus 2 is more stable due to very high hydrogen enthalpy. As hydrogen enthalpy is more, that's why the inert value is more negative, because these ions are more stable in aqueous solution due to high hydrogen enthalpy. This is the answer. Okay? Okay, then question number 10. Metal elements in the series show more melting point. That means along the series, middle elements have high melting point and boiling point. Well, that answer is, you can say that middle elements generally they have more number of unpaired electrons. More unpaired electron. More unpaired electron means more metallic bond, stronger metallic bond. Okay, that means middle elements have more number of unpaired electrons, stronger metallic bond, because the metallic bond generally the strength of metallic bond depends upon the number of unpaired electrons, because number of covalents will be more. If more number of unpaired electrons, middle elements, already we have read scandium to manganese, generally number of unpaired increases up to 5, then iron, manganese, then iron, cobalt, nickel, if you see it decreases. So more unpaired electrons, stronger metallic bond, that's why high melting point, that is the cause. Then question number 9. Ytterbium is an oxidant but terbium is reductant. That means it acts as an oxidizing agent, it acts as a reducing agent, because only answer is that we know lanthanides plus 3 more stable. Plus 3 is more stable. So ytterbium plus 2 become ytterbium plus 2 become ytterbium plus 3 because it is more stable. So it will be oxidized. If substance gets oxidized, will act as a ytterbium plus 2 is an oxidant, but terbium is reductant. Okay, ytterbium is oxidizing. This question, ytterbium will be converted to ytterbium plus 3. So ytterbium acts as reducing reductant. Just you correct it, this one. Ytterbium 2 plus is reductant. This is your reductant. This is will be oxidant. Okay. So ytterbium 2 plus is an reductant. It is reductant. It will be a reductant and it will be an oxidant. Okay. Reductant and it will be an oxidant. That means ytterbium 2 plus gets oxidized to ytterbium 3 plus, that's why acts as a reducing agent and reductant, and terbium 4 plus gets reduced to terbium 3 plus, that's why acts as oxidizing agent, just opposite. So only answer is because their plus 3 state is more stable. As their plus 3 state is more stable, so it will act as a reductant, it acts as a oxidant. Then question number 8, very less difference in size of transition element in the series. If you move from left to right along the series, their size differ, although size decreases, but the size difference is very less. Only answer is that answer is increasing nuclear charge and increasing shielding effect. This shielding effect and nuclear charge both are opposite. When nuclear charge increases, size decreases. When shielding effect increases, size increases. So one is decreasing, another is increasing. Automatically size remains same. So what is the cause? What is the question number? Why the difference is very less? Because increasing nuclear charge is cancelled by increasing nuclear charge is cancelled by increasing shielding effect. Both are contradictory to each other. That's why the difference of size is very less. Okay. Then question number 7. Copper plus is unstable in aqueous solution. Why it is unstable? Because copper plus has low hydration enthalpy. Hydration enthalpy of copper plus is very low. That's why it is very, already have told you, if the ion has high hydration enthalpy, it will be more stable. Already we discussed in the previous question why zinc, nickel and manganese that have very more negative reduction potential, because their plus 2 state in aqueous solution is more stable due to high hydration enthalpy. So copper plus has low hydration enthalpy because due to low positive charge. That's why it has less stable due to low hydration enthalpy. But copper plus 2 is more stable because hydration enthalpy of copper 2 plus is more than copper plus. This is regarding instability of copper plus. Similarly, among vanadium tetroxide your ion, then this is your chromate ion, this is your permanganate ion. If you see this type of ions, which is the stronger oxidizing agent and why? Oxidizing agent means which is easily reduced. If you see the charge, here charge of manganese is how much? Plus 7. Here charge is plus 6. Here charge is how much? Plus 5. Already you know, if the particular ion has a higher oxidation state, then it will, as it is in higher oxidation state, highest, the oxidation state of manganese is plus 7. Highest oxidation state means always it will be reduced. That's why as it will be reduced, so acts as a stronger oxidizing agent. So order of oxidizing character is, this will be order. MnO4 minus will be greater than CrO4 2 minus greater than PO4 3 minus. This is the order of oxidizing power. Because manganese has in highest oxidation state plus 7, so it will be only reduced. That's why, because it will reduce to plus 2 state. That's why Mn in permanganate ion is more oxidizing power than chromate ion, than your vanate ion. So these are regarding the what? Oxidizing power of particular ions. It depends upon the oxidation number. Highest oxidation state means it will be easily reduced. That's why it will act as a better oxidizing character. Then question number 5. Manganese 3 plus is good oxidizing agent. Same. Manganese 3 plus is better oxidizing agent because manganese 3 plus easily convert to manganese plus 2 because it is more stable. Because it is more stable. Because 3d5 state. It will be 3d5. 3d5 means half filled, more stable. That's why manganese 3 plus can easily reduced. As it will be reduced, so acts as an oxidizing character. The substance which will be reduced acts as oxidizing character. That's why Mn3 plus acts as a better, very good oxidizing character. Then question number 4. Mn3 plus 2 plus has more reduction potential than Fe3 plus 2 plus and chromium 3 plus chromium. That means compared to iron and chromium, manganese has more reduction potential. Reduction potential of this stage for this ion, for this change, the reduction potential will be more positive compared to iron and chromium. Because answer is because manganese already discussed, because manganese plus 2 is more stable due to 3d5 state. That's why it's as it easily reduced. That's why reduction potential is very high. The substance which easily reduced, the reduction potential will be more. That's why inert value of this ion Mn3 plus to Mn2 plus much more higher, greater than iron and chromium. Then question number 3. 3D series show largest number of oxidation states. Mainly 3D series show largest number of oxidation states because if you compare to 3D and 4D and 5D, 3D series generally high oxidation state because it has no shielding effect. If you compare, because here in case of 4D and 5D, if you compare 4D and 5D, they have F subshell electron, F electron. Already you know, if the atom has F electrons atom has very poor shielding effect. Due to poor shielding effect, the nucleus attract the outermost electron with greater force. That means the outermost electron is more penetrated toward the nucleus due to poor shielding effect of F subshell. Due to poor shielding effect, less is generally, if the shielding effect is more, the valence will be less. The valency of atom will be less. So 4D, 5D generally show what? Less oxidation state because valency is low compared to 3D. 3D shows largest number because 3D has no F subshell. That's why it has more number of unpaired. That's why these 3D series, they have more number of unpaired electron. They show higher covalency. But 4D, 5D, their covalence is less due to poor shielding F subshell, due to lanthanide contraction, already you know. So 4D, 5D shows contraction because the outermost electron is tightly held by the nucleus, so very less tendency to participate in bond formation. That's what we can say is so less or low covalency, low oxidation state, low valency compared to 3D. Then enthalpy of atomization of the zinc is lowest in series. We know size, if you compare, that very important thing. Zinc is larger than copper. If you compare the size, no doubt size is decreases from left to right, but just after copper, zinc suddenly increasing atomic size because due to shielding effect. Because the added electron after copper, the added electron opposes the attraction between the outermost electron of zinc and nucleus. That's why the size increases. But enthalpy of atomization of zinc is lowest means zinc. If you see, zinc has 3D. If you see, zinc has 3D10 configuration. as it has 3d10 configuration, highly stable. As it is highly stable, so covalency is less. That's why the metallic bond is weak. That's why enthalpy atomization is low. Why? Although size is decreasing, metallic bond strength should be increased. But in case of zinc, the metallic strength is least. The metallic bond character, metallic nature of zinc is less due to weak metallic bond, due to stable electronic configuration, 3d10 state. 3d10 state means it cannot increase its covalency because already in stable state. That's why low covalency, weak metallic bond, and low enthalpy of atomization. Okay, then E naught value of copper is positive. Why? In for particular, not only copper, the ion which has positive reduction potential means they have high enthalpy atomization. More, only answer is more delta H atomization. Atomization is much more greater than delta H ionization. Okay. In compared to ionization energy or hydration, we can say hydration. Delta H hydration better. Delta H hydration of which one? Copper. As copper has what? High enthalpy of atomization compared to hydration. Hydration energy of copper is much less than its hydration enthalpy. Is atomization, enthalpy atomization. As an enthalpy atomization is more, so energy required is more. That's why E naught value is positive sign. When enthalpy of atomization is more, then it will be more positive value of reduction potential. If hydration enthalpy will be more, then automatically reduction potential will be more negative. So this is the cause, because your enthalpy atomization copper is much more greater than its hydration enthalpy. That's why E naught value is positive. Okay, so these are some important questions that we discussed. But other questions, common properties, its explanation already we discussed in the previous properties of a transition element and lanthanoids. You can refer the previous lessons in playlist chemistry channel Chemistry Goal. So you can get more information regarding lanthanides and actinides and your transition elements. Okay, thank you all.